gone only a few days away from what's going to be a huge game this weekend against Wasps. As players, you must be relishing it.
Yeah, of course. It's always a big game when we play Wasps. You know, it's going to be a home game. We've had a bit of break from Prem. I think there'll be a bit of excitement all over. We've obviously had a good week of preparation, and we're all looking forward to it.
Obviously, Wasps were here a fortnight ago, but we're expecting a much different Wasps and a much tougher test this time around.
Yeah, of course. It's always a different competition, but you know, you always got to respect the opposition. They're top of the table for a reason, and they're going to be a tough side to face. But we're going to make sure we're on top of our game and control what we can control.
I'd imagine you know Wasps better than most in terms of a team that we've come up against them in so many different competitions. You've done the analysis. You know what's coming at you this weekend and the threat probably.
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, if you look at the way their season's gone, they're top of the league for a reason. And we've done our analysis. But Wasps, you never know what they're going to bring because they're such a good attacking side. We have made sure we're as prepared as can be, but it's whether we pitch up on the day.
Obviously, home advantage is key at any time in that, but having got yourself back in the mix and things in control again with that last Premiership block, it's a case of really building on that now and what is another big block now.
Yeah, of course, the focus comes to the next 4 or so weeks. We know what we've got to do. We've obviously got through the semi and the Anglo-Welsh Cup. So we're raising our game all over, and I think it's good because the way we're prepping, we've got 2 teams training outside that really want to give it a go, and everyone wants to be involved, and it really shows. You know, home game on the weekend, we're very excited. We know that the crowd's going to be a big factor in it, and it's something we're really looking forward to.
You see that you mentioned it there, the strength of the squad. We've seen that over the last couple of weeks, the way that certain players have come through and put their hands up. But for you guys that were there beforehand, you've had a breather, but it's a nice melting pot, as it were, to put everyone into.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of energy going around for that exact reason. You know, some guys have been able to take their foot off the gas and, well, so speaking, because you know, they get to focus on what they needed to focus on with extra time. You know, stuff they need to do off the field, in the track, in the gym, and then you have the guys that haven't been playing that have now got some game time and they've shown they're really hungry. And I think it's a really good mix. Out in the training, you know, the guys that aren't involved in the weekend and the guys that are involved, you know, it's been really high quality.
And as players, I'd imagine that now you're in that position, you want to hold on to it, but it's not that simple, is it? You're going to have threats every week, and even sides that are perceivably lower in the table will come at you with all guns blazing. Yeah,
I think just the way the Premiership's going, everyone is competitive on the day, so you can't let yourself slip. You know, we know that this is a top of the table clash, and we're going to get some points off Wasps. But the same thing happens for guys that are below us in the table. They want to come and take points off of us. And you have to respect each team that you come on the weekend, because everyone and every team in this league is capable of winning a game, and just whoever pitches up.
Are you seeing a different Premiership to when you first arrived now in terms of the quality, the intensity perhaps?
Yeah, I think when I first arrived, you know, the bottom 3 teams or 4 teams were all fighting for relegation, or there may have been even just one team that was it. Whereas now, you know, everyone's fighting to get into that top 4, and there's you know, I think all the way up to 8th, they're still just a few points off 4th position, so it's definitely got a lot of people biting into heels, but that's good. It's kind of the thing you want out of the competition. It's really raising its standard, and you know, I think it's showing week in and week out. You have surprise results, teams at the bottom beating teams in the middle or at the top, and that's the kind of thing you want.
Okay.
Yeah.